What's going on, all you gamers? Here we are back with some more Outriders, and today I'm going to be going over what I feel is now one of the very best mods in the game. For defensive capabilities, this right here is pretty much the new emergency stance. So it does actually need a little something that's a prerequisite, but if you're using it and if you're a pyro and you're struggling with keeping up with your health or falling over a lot, then stay tuned. I'm going to tell you how to survive next. Welcome back, all you guys and girls. As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, and of course a lot of the latest and greatest on the way. I'm currently covering Fantasy Star Online, of course a lot of Outriders, and hoping to do Dark Alliance once it's out. But for today, you're here to find out what mod actually changes the game for the Pyro. And since the recent buff, if you haven't seen the patch notes, honestly, there's one that is just absolutely outstanding. I would liken it to kind of the emergency stance when it was actually broken, because you can actually use this so often. Now the prerequisite is right here. You need to be using one of these. So if you absolutely hate phaser beam, it may not be the best for you and you may have to pick another option. But honestly, phaser beam has had such a buff recently, and this mod right here is so good that I would 100% recommend it on any phaser beam build. Now the mod in question is none other than this right here, Volcanic Armour. It's a tier 1 mod, and basically any Pyromancer can get his hands on this really easy. Phaser beam reduces incoming anomaly damage by 65% and weapon damage by 65% when the skill is active. 65% of all damage is basically just negated from this one mod. Honestly, this right here is ridiculous. It is the new emergency stance for us pyros, and as long as you got phaser beam in your build, chuck that on. Yes, you will need to be kind of standing still and activating phaser beam to make it work, but now it's kind of like an uh-oh moment. If you feel yourself you're low, if you need to get a bit of health back, if you're struggling, you think you're going to die, hit that phaser beam. If you've got some skill leech, if you've got some way of regenerating your health, you're going to get it back a lot easier. Also, there's some mods around that can make your kind of phaser beam really low cooldown. I'm talking like 4.5 second cooldown if you really wanted to. It's ridiculous. This right here is the new go-to mod if you're using phaser beam and you're struggling, or if you're a pyro and you're struggling to stay alive. Chuck this on, trust me, and thank me later. What I'm going to do is just chuck on a little clip to show you how viable it is, but to show you in amongst everything, I'm just phase tanking and not worrying too much. Get yourself a little bit of armour, get yourself a little bit of health, and get yourself this mod Volcanic Armour, and just absolutely fly through all the content in the game and have fun while you're doing it.
caught before they could open it.
That is a shame.
Alright, all you gamers, so hopefully from that you could see just how viable this mod is. It's so fun. Obviously, if you're not going to be using Phaser Beam, it will not help you in the slightest, but I would say Phaser Beam has had such a buff recently that is well worth trying, because it just does ridiculous numbers now. As always, guys and girls, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, take care, I'll see you on the next day.